This video is brought to you by SpiritBots. They offer some of the fastest, most reliable trading bots, buying and selling over 1,000 different cosmetics and weapons. As you guys probably know, I use them all the time, so be sure to check them out in the description below. Hey guys, it's Pyro here, and welcome to episode 16 of my Nothing to Something series. If you guys remember from the end of last week's video, we had those 3 unusuals and the Australian Force of Nature. So in this episode, my main goal is to sell those 4 items and try to get some keys to buy quick sells with. But before I go on with the episode, I just want to say that I've changed my end goal for this series to a Scorching Flames Modest Pile of Hat. The reason why I changed it was because I felt the series was going a little bit too fast, and I really didn't want to end it at the rate I was going, so I just set myself a higher challenge. So if we look at our target calculator, we currently have around 60 keys in items, and our end goal is 400 keys. So this means the series should last a lot longer, and I hope you guys enjoy that. But anyway guys, let's go to the first trade. So for this trade, I managed to sell the Steaming Ketch for 10 keys, plus a vintage Brigade Helm which is worth around 10 ref. So let's just say I sold it for 10.5 keys. The Ketch is worth 12 keys, but I'm happy with the price we sold it for. We did pay around 8.5 keys for this unusual, so we are making 2 keys profit, which is pretty good. I've owned a few Ketches in this series, and they are a bit tricky to sell, so I definitely wasn't expecting to get the full price. But anyway, let's move on to the next trade. I sent a trade offer to someone who was interested in my Australian Force of Nature and saw that they had accepted it. We sold it for a Strange Kritzkrieg which is worth around 15 keys, a skin for the rocket launcher which ended up being around 2 keys, and 40 ref. We paid 13 keys for this Australian, so we ended up making 7 keys profit, which is actually really good. I could have waited for someone who was willing to pay the full price, but it was just a little bit too difficult to sell, so I'm definitely happy with selling it at this price. So here's just a quick view of my backpack. I still had those 2 unusuals that I needed to sell, as well as the Strange Kritzkrieg. I did have some keys to buy quick sells with, which was pretty good. I did see some pretty good deals on Trade.tf during the time when I had no keys, which is really annoying because I didn't have any pure to offer. That's the main problem with only having items when you trade. Usually it's good to have a nice combination of unusuals, keys, and various sweets to add to a deal. But anyway, on to the next trade. For this trade, I ended up selling my Steaming Glove for 13 keys, 5 ref, and a Strange Degreaser with a specialized killstreak. If you guys remember, we paid 12 keys and 2 ref for this unusual, so we made over 1 key profit. Not to mention the Degreaser, which I ended up selling on the market for another 2 keys. So overall, it was a pretty nice trade. In this next trade, we managed to sell our Strange Kritzkrieg for 14 keys and 6 ref. We just sold it to the highest paying bot, which worked out really well. So for this trade, I saw a pretty good deal on Scrap.tf. There was a Kilowatt Jeepers on there for 15 keys. It's usually worth 18 to 20 keys, and seeing as it's a pretty affordable soldier hat, I knew I wouldn't have any problem with selling it. So I snatched it up, and I think I was in a race with someone in the trade queue, but we did end up getting it, and I think it looks pretty nice. It is a clean hat with a really short history, and I know I don't usually show the history of the unusual, and I've decided to only show it if it's duped or something like that, so if I don't show the history, just assume it's clean. But anyway, let's move on to the next trade. So for this trade, I was just about to head out when I saw someone add me, wanting to buy the Jeepers off me for my full asking price of 18 keys. I was really happy to accept the trade and get it off my hands so quickly. But there we go, that's all the keys we now had. In this next trade, I finally found someone who was wanting to buy my Batter's helmet off me for 16 keys, plus a Tour of Duty ticket. It took us a really long time to sell this unusual, and I had to keep lowering my price, but seeing as we did buy it for 14 keys, I was definitely happy to make over 2 keys profit from this trade. So I accepted the trade, and now we had heaps of keys. I had so many keys that it actually spilled past my dedicated pages for trading into my normal backpack. So now that we had all these keys, I really wanted to just find a nice quick sell unusual. After a bit of searching, I finally found a pretty good quick sell. I sent a trade offer for a Disco Beatdown Bot Dogger, and I paid 30 keys for it. The guy had originally listed it for 32 keys, but I did end up buying it for 30. For those of you who don't know, the Bot Dogger went all class a few weeks ago, and there's still a little bit of hype for it, so I thought I'd pick it up. The hat is worth around 38 to 45 keys, and seeing as we paid 30 keys for it, I think it was a pretty good deal. Anyway guys, that's all the trades we got for this week. If we take a look at our progress, we started with around 60 keys in items, and now we have 75 keys, which is actually pretty good, and I'm quite happy with our progress for this week. We're almost at 20% of our goal, and it's going to take quite a while to get there, but I definitely think it's going to be worth it. The Scorching Modest looks really cool. It's going to be so rewarding once we get it. But anyway guys, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like, subscribe for more of my future videos, and I hope you have a nice day.